Hello and welcome to this short CodeBook tutorial. In today's tutorial we're going to be importing a equipment listing per room into the CodeBook database. So in front of us at the moment we have an Excel document that contains a list of equipment we wish to import into the required equipment list. As a minimum base requirement, we need to identify the item of equipment and the room in which we wish to place that equipment. So we need a room code, a room number, perhaps a briefing code or briefing instance code, but we need a unique identifier for the room. In this example, we're going to be using room number to identify the room in which we wish to insert the equipment. We're going to be using the equipment code to identify the item of equipment, and we're going to be using a quantity. CodeBook can import in two separate ways. We can have an instance per item of equipment. So if you have 4 chairs, for instance, you'll have 4 chairs listed vertically. Alternatively, you can import via quantity, where we just list a numerical value for the total count of that item of equipment in that room. So we're going to look at this Excel document. We have some superfluous information here, such as the room code, the group, the class, etc. All of this can be ignored. So we're going to close this Excel spreadsheet. We're going to save changes, and we're going to select the load option in CodeBook and wizard import for FF&E. So CodeBook's going to ask us where this Excel document is now that we wish to import. So we're going to open our Excel documents. We're going to select our Assets tab. On step 2, this is how we identify the room number. So we're matching on room number, which is column C in the Excel documents. We could use room code, briefing code, and ideally room instance ID, as it's derived from CodeBook, and we can guarantee that will be a unique number. So we've identified the room. We're going to identify the item of equipment now. So I'm matching using the equipment code. So we can see that equipment code is in column D. And now we have the option, if the item of equipment is not found, add this item of equipment to the CodeBook library, which is really useful if we also want to build an equipment library from a clean standpoint and just have the codes created. So we don't want to do that in this case, so we're not going to have that ticked. We're going to use equipment code to match on, and we're going to click next. So I'm going to tell it where to start and where to finish in the Excel spreadsheet. Now we have the option to append, replace, or update the required equipment. So we're going to replace, and we're going to click next. On step 7, we identify how we're counting the item. So we could have a single item per row or defined in file. We have an equipment count, so we're going to define it in that file, and we can see total quantity. So we're going to click next. What we can do at step 8 is if we have asset codes, asset IDs, or asset notes to be added to the item of equipment, we can map those at this import stage. Similarly, we can also omit them, mark them as transfer, future existing, reason for update, date edited, override clauses, and notes. So if you have this additional information in the Excel schedule, you can import it. Step 10 is if we don't have a place for you to put the information, we can rename the lookups in the required equipment listing, and you can create your own placeholders. Finally, step 11 is we're going to complete this process now. So I'm going to apply import, and CodeBook's going to start the import for us. That concludes the short tutorial. If you have any questions, please contact support at codebookinternational.com. Thank you.